ça tellement mauvais, yo t'es sur Bagdad. Ou Jean Boissirel, tout nèg vle balbal. Gen nèg li méprisé, yo bat li bye-bye. Pourquoi maman, pourquoi papa, pile sous papa. C'est qu'on j'en bouge, pas problème.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. This is Joseph Greco with Auxiluim, episode number 9 of the Ignited podcast. Today we welcome my longtime friend and former shipmate, Jean-Baptiste, professionally known as MackenSolda. Jean-Baptiste is a Haitian-American musical artist. His music is known internationally. You can find it on YouTube, Spotify, and I'm so excited for him to get on the show and to share his story of success. I've known him prior to his musical career, and I've known his person and inspiration. So it's really looking forward to having him open up and share with us how that all got started and how it's been since. This podcast is all about inspiring you to go after your dreams, to claim your life, your true self, and to unlock your potential to do great things. And as always, I'd like to share a quote before we get started. In honor of my friend who is from Haiti originally, I'm going to share a Haitian proverb, Diamant Jinman, which means beyond the mountains, more mountains. It's more about perseverance. You go from peak to peak, valley to valley, and in Jean-Baptiste's life, he definitely emanates this. And I want to express that how important consistency and perseverance is in whatever you're pursuing, whatever your goals, dreams, and visions are. You're going to go through more obstacles. That's just life, but it's really enjoying the journey, the process, and continuing on. You see great things from the valley as well as the peak, so enjoy both.
Hey, bro.
Yes, I got you, man.
All right, we're good now.
We good? What's going on, brother?
Hey, what's going on?
Not much, man. I miss having those the talks, brother. I know we're both so busy these days.
I know, man. We've been busy. The world is turning upside down.
This is the same, man. But you're still killing it, though. I see you.
Hey, man, we trying, bro, man. How you been?
Been good, brother. Been real good. Just traveling around, the dreams coming true as far as that goes. Living in Europe is pretty amazing.
I like it, man. I like it. You connected to all these countries. Hey, man. I was planning on, like coming to visit sometime this year. Like this, I should have been in Paris like weeks ago because I got a couple projects and stuff over there. But as you can see, COVID-19 just messed the whole thing up.
Yeah, man, it really is. And I mean, when you come over, you got to let me know, man, because I'll meet up, and you gotta collaborate with Mater Gyms.
All right, hey, let me know, man. Once I'll definitely hit you up, man. I don't have that many people over there, so you one of the few.
That's good to know, man. Yeah, we'll have some fun though. I mean, you speak the language there, so I don't, so it'd be good. France is good. But yeah, man, I appreciate you taking the time out of your busy schedule to come on here, man. I really am looking forward to going through these questions with you, and
yeah,
you inspire me, because we met back in Great Lakes and in boot camp. It seems like such a long time ago, and I remember we'd meet in the locker room after the lights were out, and like it's crazy we had to be secretive about this, but we talk about our positivity and faith, things we were dreaming about, because boot camp was really overall pretty depressing time for the majority of it.
It was a challenge, yeah.
It was a challenge mentally mostly. The physical part wasn't as challenging as I was hoping, actually, but it was just such a pivotal part of our time for our lives. And I know a few others who eventually came in there and joined us. It was crazy that, like I said,
we used to pray.
You what?
I said we used to pray, like have night prayers and stuff.
We did, man. It was powerful. Just spreading that positivity. We get down on the day, just doing the sweeping imaginary dust bunnies and all that great stuff.
Yeah.
you're spreading the positive vibes, and I'm just grateful to have had that time and for meeting you that day, man. When the first time we met, and we kind of like clicked from the beginning. So
for sure, bro.
A growing brotherhood, bro. And I saw you in San Diego not long ago. I remember that.
Yeah.
It seems like long ago now, but
Um, I would say 2016 or 27. Oh, not no. We saw like 2017, of course.
Yeah, I think it was
2017,
2017.
2018. Yeah,
Too long, man. Too long.
it's
Period.
too long. Yeah,
Too long. But you've certainly had a shift and rise in your career and even your personal development since then. You know, you're now a successful artist, musician, a celebrity for your home country and beyond. And you're just such a positive voice, man. I can hear it in your music. And, you know, I know you, so you in general, you just are like the kind of person is like a sun. You know, you're always bringing that positive light, positive vibes to people, no matter what you got going on, what struggles or anything. And, you know, what has this transition been like for you to go from, you know, Navy to, I guess, your dream?
yeah. So it was always part of the plan, and the Navy, the military was just a bridge. We all have life situation. You just choose to make certain things a priority at the moment. So I had to join the Navy just to make my transition better, and of course, to settle certain things, certain foundation for my family, my son, my wife, and we did the military. But normally, after the military, as we always talked about it, I make sure that I do the things I like the most, because that's what life is about, man. Just make yourself happy. The goal is just I'm not even looking. Sometimes it's just people too busy looking for money and they don't look for happiness.
Hmm.
So
So true.
if it's not making me happy, I'm not doing it. If I do it, it ain't gonna be for a long term. It's just gonna be certain things. They don't make you happy. You have to do it to get to certain level. You do it, but the goal is constantly trying to make yourself happy. So that's where I'm at right now.
That's amazing, man. That's inspiring. It's kind of I can relate. I mean, I've talked to you about it. The military is kind of the same situation, you know, to
Yeah,
help. You know, my situation with my son particularly. You know that
yeah,
relationship didn't exactly work, but that kind of added its own difficulties. But it was a
yeah,
bridge. It still continues to be a bridge. It's funny you say that because it's always been your dream. You're doing what makes you happy now, and not chasing the money. I actually turned down when I reenlisted. I turned down a job that would have paid me significantly more money than
yeah,
what I'm getting
definitely.
now. The dream was always to live in Europe. So I said, well, I could either take more money right now and take this better job and not deal with the bullshit in the military, or
Yeah,
I could, do something that I don't like, or just, doing the military, but get to live somewhere I always dreamed of and to travel around the plate, all the countries I've always thought I'd never get to, and just enjoy that part. So like you said, sometimes you have to do some things to fuel the things that really make you happy and things you love. And then eventually, like you did, it's inspiring. You break free from that. And eventually what you love becomes what you do full time, which is, the ultimate goal. So that's awesome.
definitely. And then there's one thing. There's one thing, right? Let's say the Navy or a job, whatever it is, right? It's not a legacy. You can't leave that for your kid. You can't leave somebody's job, or you can't leave a position you had for your kids when you die. You need to. Well, I think the goal for me, and I think you feel the same way, because I see you, with your fitness thing, bro. I be looking at you. You're really inspiring, and I think you're building a brand. It's not that I think, like, you are building a brand, and this is legacy. My music, my business stuff that I'm doing, this is things that we can leave behind for our kids. This is things that we can pass around. We can, so this is the goal. Like, we sometimes forget, we forget to live, and I think the most important thing is just we all have to make sure we live before we die. Like, we live the right way before we die.
Reach, man. I
So
love that. It's a
because
Jean
we all gonna
Baptiste
die
magic right
sometime.
there.
We all gonna die sometime, but make sure you live before you die.
Exactly. I mean, it's an absolute fact that, like you said, sometimes even myself with trying to drink the whole picture with seeing all these places so fast. Sometimes I'm trying to do too much instead of just enjoying each moment as much
Yeah,
as I possibly can.
yeah,
So I agree. Everyone gonna die, but not everyone lives, and it's important to choose to enjoy. Every breath really comes down to a lot of gratitude there. And my favorite songs of yours is "Game On," "Selum
yes.
Velo." My French is horrible, man. So, but I believe the translation is "That's what I want," right? Correct?
Yeah, so it's game on. It's pretty much telling people get up and do what you got to do. Nothing is just come. Nothing will come to you. You got to go get it and sit down, talk about it every day, and gonna make it happen. That's pretty much what the song is about.
And I love that, man. That's the best kind of music. Is I can listen to stuff for great melody and good songs, but a lot of the stuff out there today is doesn't really have any depth. What I really like about your music, and it's impossible. I think it would be impossible for you to write
Yeah,
and perform anything that didn't have richness and wealth and knowledge, inspiration, wisdom, etc. And you're not only the rhythm is just electric with your music. You just got to dance. Whether you're good or not. It's mixed opinions on my
definitely.
dancing, but it reaches the soul, whether I can understand the Haitian Creole, the French, or not. And like
Yeah,
you said, with "Game On," it speaks for itself in the lyrics. When you do speak English in the song, you say, "Get your game on, get up, face reality, get your shit done." I mean, that's just
yeah.
then you carry stress, always depressed. You barely make time to think, homie. Better be better. Be ready to take a look around and stop be lazy.
Stop being
That's just
lazy. Yeah,
yeah, I mean that's just you have it's see what I mean? Like you're the kind of artist that people listen to and whether they're intending to get inspired or not, they inevitably like find themselves dancing, singing along, like, wait a second. Let me think about my dreams here. Let me think about enjoying my life,
everybody
getting
can
off my
relate.
ass and chasing my
Yeah,
dreams. It's
yeah,
good, man. I love it.
yeah,
So
man.
what's your favorite song that you've performed and why?
Um, I have performed. So I have a song named "Drop It." It's pretty much he talks about the ladies like dancing. We telling them like drop it, like shake it, and
Yeah.
and that song I performed it in Atlanta. That was last year. That was October last year, and it was crazy. It was very like it was crazy how the crowd reacted. And I did perform. I performed Game On. They love it, and but they all like they it's two different songs.
Very.
It's two different songs. I gotta go potty. Go talk to my son.
That's bad. That's the best thing in the world, man. He's so cute, man. That voice. Hey, buddy.
Say hi.
Hi.
How are you, man?
But I gotta go potty.
You gotta go potty. Yeah.
All right, go.
Yeah.
You got an awesome daddy, though.
No, I just
Hold on.
potty.
Oh, that's good stuff, man.
My bad, bro.
Oh, man. Family first, bro. You gotta go
Yeah,
potty. So
yeah, I know.
that's part of
Yeah, he
life.
said that. Yeah.
That sounds
Anyway,
amazing, man. What you were saying about performing in Atlanta, the people responding to your music, and I agree. Like with the lyrics, those songs are very different. And when we opened up, I did the intro. I used "Drop It" actually, because that's the one I would work out to, or like I'm at a party or something. I'll
yeah,
play "Drop It." It's great. You have your music. You have a song kind of for different chapters and phases in life that you're
I
doing whatever.
do.
You have a
I
song
do.
that can go with it, and that's another the diversity in your work and your masterpieces, man, is that it's just there's a lot of versatility in it. I love
Yeah.
that.
And I'm actually here in my studio right now, and I have about 30 songs that are not released yet, and it's different subject, different topics, and I can't wait to let the world hear them. You know.
No, me either, man. Every time you release a new song, a video, I get fired up, man. I love translating. Like I listen, I translate the music, and I saw you recently released and posted a music video
Yeah,
for your new song. It's Sukisa, right?
Sukesa, yeah.
Sukisa. Yeah, I did pretty good there pronouncing, huh?
Yeah, oh, you did good, man. You did good.
Trying picking up these languages, man. No, I mean I love that song too. It's another example of the diversity. It's another fun song. You can
It's
really.
yeah. It's mostly for the ladies, this one, and it's the it's pretty much kind of same as Drop It, but on a different content. It's a different way. So this one we talk about. It's like we talk about a girl every time the DJ play her favorite song, and she start going in. So that's what the song is about.
And that's good too, man. I mean, there's a lot of women out there. It's another way you
Yeah,
can take a twist to your music. A lot of women out there that are afraid to just let go and be themselves, because they're afraid of perception or reputation a lot of the times, even more than some men at times. And so it's good to encourage and inspire a woman to just have fun and live and just do
that's
what she do.
that's all it is, man. Just like I said, we're making sure we live before we die, and that's always the plan. And and especially you in Europe, I think reggae dancehall, which is the type of music I make. I mostly make reggae, dancehall, Afro, and this is really big in Europe. This is really big.
No, it is, man. Everywhere you go, you can hear it, and whether it be France, it doesn't matter the country. It doesn't matter the language. Like every country plays, you know, all
Hmm.
kinds of languages and music, and it's really interesting here to hear the different genres being sung or rapped in all the different languages. It doesn't matter. It's just really interesting. So I love that, man. And you do a lot of collaborations with other artists, and what's it like working with them with your music? And do you prefer to do those collaborations, work with other artists, or do you like doing your solo stuff?
They both bring different type of energy. It depends on what's inspired at the moment. And the collaboration, it helps. It helps, especially there's artists that I work with. They are a lot more popular than I am. And it helps with the promotion. But there's song you have in the moment, like you feel some type of way, and you want to express yourself. It's kind of like needing your own space. So you don't always want somebody on the record with you,
Right.
but it works sometimes, and that you need somebody on this collaboration. It happens sometimes you make a song and then you think about an artist. You're like, this is really some, so and so style. I think he will be nice on it, and
No,
that's
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 good. I definitely feel what you're saying there, and you kind of yin yang with certain people, and especially if someone shares your mission, to inspire people with your music. That's another fun thing. But just the sound, I mean, it's just every one of your songs I love, and it's just even the ones you're solo. It doesn't matter if you're singing with other people. It's just cool that you can blend in and mix. There's always a place for your voice, and when you kind of
thank you.
combine yours with other people and the different vibes, and it's just a beautiful collaboration, man. I like it. And one thing I wanted to ask you to share, if you can give like one piece of advice to our listeners about transitioning from one point in life to the next, because you've kind of mastered that, from one job to your dream job, what would you tell them? What would you tell us?
From one job, you're talking about job like to your dream job. It could be like from something you don't really like to something that you really love, right?
Exactly, exactly.
Well, um, just make sure you're very prepared for it, because you have things to give up on. because it's on transition. There's always going to be things, there's always going to be people you're going to have to let go. And especially the toxic ones,
Mm.
So we all been to a situation where we dealt with toxic people or toxic things. So those are the ones at any cost, whatever it's gonna cost you, you have to let them go. And to move on, that's to move on. But actually, when you need to know what you really need. You need to know whether it's a job, whether if it's another career. You need to know, hey, this is exactly what I want. This is exactly what I want to do. And the fact that's what you need to be prepared to suffer for it, because it's not, transition are not always easy.
No.
It's not gonna be always easy. The better you plan, the easier it gets. But that doesn't make it super easy. So if you know what you need, stay focused. Get rid of distraction. Get rid of distraction. And we all been victim of that at some point of our life, distraction. Before you know it, days, months, years gone by, and you haven't done anything that you planned for.
Hmm.
And have a plan. Like, I don't want to stress this enough. Have a plan, set goals, and have a plan. If you have to write down your plan, write it down, have a plan, and stick to it. Have a plan and stick to it. And keep trying, because, the shots you miss are the ones that you didn't take. So if you don't shoot your shot, then you can't be complaining when you miss the whole thing. So keep trying, keep trying. That's all it is. And then you'll get what you want.
That's powerful, man. That's something I read recently. Kind of goes along with, the archer shoots once, he misses. The archer shoots every day for 10 years. He becomes the best archer in the land. It's kind of like practice makes the master, repetition makes the master. And I mean, for
Definitely.
you've obviously, proved that you had the plan, like you said, all along, and you've made the transition. And I'm sure you had some struggles and some difficulties
Oh yeah.
transitioning, of course.
Oh yeah. It comes with pressure. It comes with some stress. But I had my plan. My planning was 10 times stronger than all these difficulties and stress. Because certain things not gonna go as planned, but the majority of it will if you plan it the right way. Because I always plan at least A, B, C, and D. So that's all we need. Plan. Everybody, look, everybody that's successful, everybody make that's very successful in life, they all had a plan and they execute it and they stick to it. Nothing is just magically happened. It was all planned.
Sometimes I wish, that'd be nice if we could just flick a wand and have our dreams come true. But I think there's also a lot of wealth in the process of getting there. And like a sailor doesn't sail because the seas are smooth always. A sailor enjoys the storms in a way. Like it's the
Yeah.
plan, knowing where they're going to navigate, where they're going to go, but it's also understanding that the sea is ever changing. It's not always going to be serene and perfect. There's going to be some turbulence. There's going to be some times where it'll be tried and tested. And the whole story, it is that the best sailor is the sailor who's sailed through storms. The sailor who's sitting in normal calm water is not going to be as good as the sailor who's sailed through a hurricane.
Yep, you're right. You're definitely right. And nothing comes easy. It might, that when you're gonna see it's easy, when you already was putting work, you already getting ready, and you you kind of immune to the process. And whatever comes along the way, you feel like, all right, that's the reward, that's thing. And God bless you too, and God will see how much effort you be putting in, and God will start, showing you ways, and will start, making things easy for you, but only if you try.
No, exactly, man. I love that we should have faith, because I think without faith, whatever your religion is, and but doesn't isn't the concern here. What the idea is that, to me, and I think that you can agree with this, that without faith in life, it's kind of like driving a car without wheels or a plane without wings. I think when you have faith, it's really when you soar, you start going down the roads of success or positivity. And I think just spirituality and faith are just so important. And I often tell people that, even if you've, for example, never seen the ocean, but faith that it exists is in seeing the stream. Because you've seen the stream, and you believe and you have faith that there is something bigger out there. Because if there's something
Definitely.
small, it has to get its source from something else. So I think that it's just very important and powerful that we have that aspect in our lives. And I love that that's something we do share. And something else I know, I remember we're both into fitness, working out, obviously of the like mental reps, being positive, putting in that work, but also working out our bodies. And, it's vital to keep a car in top shape. We want to take it to destinations, our dreams, our goals. We plug that into the GPS, make a plan to work out, whatever that may be, the routine. So
Yeah.
what does your fitness life and routine look like now? You still hitting it all the time?
I still work out. Not as much as I wanted to, but I still work out. I still go to the gym. I still trying to eat healthy, stay healthy, and that's pretty much it. But I know I can tell for sure. A year ago or so, I used to be a lot more. I had a little bit more enthusiasm to work out, but it's just because I've been very busy right now. No excuse, but I don't
I hear
gain
you.
weight really, but I don't really work out as much as I'm supposed to.
I hear you, man. But I remember the some of the fitter guys in our division back in the day. So
I was, I was,
yeah,
I was one of them. Yeah,
like Jean
but
Baptiste has abs just by laughing, man.
I was, but yeah. I think I would. That's that. I'll take this blame. I'll take a little bit more time to 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 get back to it.
That's good, man.
But I
Yeah, I
still I
mean,
still look the same. People said, but I know I haven't been putting in the work, and that's a little bit that bothers me a little.
I got no doubt you'll fine tune that right away, man. You get right back on it. So you got that natural, those good genes, brother. You got the good genes, so you'll be all right with
Thank you,
that.
man.
And I wish we were closer, because this positivity is just amazing. And speaking of, being and talking, having a relationship with other people who are like-minded, it's just so important in life.
It
And
is very
it's
important.
contagious, and then people who have the power to make a positive influence on our lives are the people that are going to be positive people. If you hang around negative people, then you're going to find yourself being negative. Even, I mean, you remember the Navy. The Navy's got a lot of issues with this, and I can attest.
Yeah,
When I would go to work, man, I could be in the best mood in the world, and just the energy when I walked into that environment, it got sucked dry, and it was like a sponge absorbing positivity. It was negative. But then, if I make a decision to change and bring a wave of positivity into the room, it changes in the room. And it's like the expression, it only takes a single drop of poison to spoil the entire well. And I think that it's important to not, the best we can, sometimes you can't control it, you can control yourself, to surround yourself with positive people, the positive vibes. And I think that this just leads to a happier life. And so what does your inner circle look like? Are you hanging around with, are you finding yourself hanging out with only people that are positive, uplifting?
oh
Because I know
yeah,
before that's all you were doing.
oh yeah. I rebuilt. Hey, when I was in the military, I had no choice but being around toxic people,
Exactly.
and it's like you're forced to. There's good people too, but the majority, of the time you will find yourself surrounded by toxic people.
Right.
And this is one of the important thing I wanted to stay away from. This was very important for me to stay away from that. So right now I'm a free man. I'm free, so I do right now all I do is music, and I do my business too, and I'm into real estate. So I'm forced to build my circle, like my circle, people that are around me on the regular. They 100% solid, people I can count on, people that can count on me, and my circle is not that big too. You still deal with toxic people on certain level, but you're not stuck with them like we were in the Navy. Right now, if you're not good, I have no choice but cutting you off and move on. It's not like you have to be around me. But back in the military, the toxic or not, you have to deal with this person until your contract's over or until you
Exactly.
transfer. So it's a different vibe, man. It's I like it. I feel good. I'm happy, man.
I can tell, man. And I mean, you'd always carried that crown of positivity to begin with, even in the environments like we were in. And that's the thing. I mean, it takes a lot more work to maintain that when you're forced to, kind of you're like a lion in a cage. Doesn't change the fact you're a lion, but we're kind of people that love to inspire and be positive, and we were kind of getting in trouble for roaring. And
Exactly.
when a lion roars, he's doing what he was designed to do. And I feel like when you put yourself in those negative situations and those environments where you're under too much control, where your voice is filtered and morphed, and you really can't deliver the positivity you're meant to deliver, it really messes with those vibes. And I'm happy that you're out, man, and I'm soon to be there and 50% there. We'll put it that way, as far as being free from that 100% of that influence. So it's inspiring, man, hearing from you on the other side. And I kind of wanted to go take a step backwards, even before the military, for a moment. This next question, and talk about what
Mhm.
life was like, back in Haiti, and what made you leave and join the military in the first place, and how has it been to have that on your shoulders to look back on.
Mhm.
It's mostly, this question is for people who are feeling trapped in the environment or circumstances they're in right now. It kind of goes along with what we just talked about.
Yeah. So um, I left Haiti back in 2008, 2008, 2009. I'd say life was okay back in Haiti. Life was not the best because growing up, it's not like I was a rich kid back home or any of that. I was just an average kid and just graduated high school. So life was not the best, and I've always had my mom, my parents here in the state in America. So they filed my paperwork, and I moved here, and uh, I didn't quite like it when I first moved to New York in 2008, 2009. A couple months later, I had a contract because I was in IT, and I was an IT technician before the Navy on my when I was 19 or 20, my
Okay.
early 20s. And that's when I moved back to I went to Dominican Republic, and I stayed there. I used to work for Western Digital. It's like a hard drive company dealing with their networking department. I was still making music, but I was not serious about music back then. And that's when I decided to move back to the state in 2012, 2013.
Hmm.
And I moved back to Boston. And I honestly didn't know what I wanted to do. Like, I was making money, I was working, but I was unstable, like working, sit there thinking like how this is gonna go, like when and how am I gonna have a family. The way I was moving, I didn't picture myself having a future like this. And to avoid all these confusion, I'm like, okay, you know what? Let me join the military. Let me join the Navy, whether I like it or not. But I know this will help me building a foundation and like family wise and transition wise because I wanted to move to California.
Hmm.
Yeah, and I think I told you at boot camp when we were talking. I said, "Hey, man, you know, I'm trying to move." And then by then, I was at boot camp. My wife was pregnant with my son, and she was my girlfriend back then. So that was pretty much it. And I chose to join the military just the fact that I didn't want to sit here and keep thinking what to do. You
Right.
know, join the military. We all know if you have a if you're a veteran, if you survive the military when you get out, you're gonna have some benefits, some stuff, some basic foundation that are available to you where you're not gonna worry about it. So that was the plan. The fact that right now I have certain things, you know, I was able to buy a house here in California, set some foundation, my business and stuff like that. So now certain things they are behind me now. I don't have to worry about them, and I just gotta focus on my goal right now.
Hmm.
So that's basically it. And if I can simplify it.
No, that's inspiring too, man. And that kind of goes through and some of the struggles that you've overcame and what the steps were to overcome them. And that's really kind of what I wanted to pull out and hear from your story and to share with other people so they can take that and kind of be inspired to just act and to kind of do the same things. Just move
Definitely.
towards to be consistent and endure the hard times, but move towards where they want to be. And they'll get there. Like you said, I don't want to just sit here. I want to do something. And you know, that you did. That's just motivation people to get up and start trying. And I know how important
And
family is to you too, man. And that's great that, you know,
and
you're go ahead.
hey, I didn't mean to cut you off, but the most important thing we have is family and time.
Hmm.
Those are the things that you cannot replace. Like especially time. Like time, you see, the one thing they're always saying, time is money. I don't like that because time is a lot more than money. Like money, you can get money back. I've seen people, you know, lose everything they had and get rich again. You know, people that was bankrupt years ago, now they billionaire, you know.
Hmm.
So this is not really like it's not so money is just numbers. Money not gonna stop, you know. So it's time. You got to use your time wisely. You got to take advantage of your time because you're not getting it back. You see the first 15 or 20 minutes of that conversation we're having right now, it will never happen again. It's already
Exactly.
past. Yesterday was already past. You will never have a yesterday again to retry. If you made a mistake yesterday, you can only learn from it. So time is the most valuable asset somebody can have. So I'm really big and I really prioritize using time wisely because yes, you make money with time, but you make a lot more with time. That's why successful people they buy time from people.
Mm-hmm. No,
That's
exactly.
why they put money, they buy your time. They negotiate your time. They buy your time to free up their time.
Mm.
So it's use your time wisely because the time wasted, you're not getting it back. It's I don't want to stress this enough. Use your time wisely. I don't regret anything in my life because God knows I tried. God knows certain things. If I had the power, they would have done differently. But still, I'm happy with what I do. But I still know that time is the time can be your best friend or your worst enemy if you don't use it wisely.
Mm, absolutely. And you certainly have made it so with your business and music that you have more time for your family. Like I was saying, you have family is so important to you, and it's obvious, and it's part of your dream. And
Yeah,
you're using that time to not only do what you love, but to spend more time with them, which is amazing. Your son, your wife, and it's amazing to see how your success has impacted you in this way. And I think they can encourage other people that if they're doing what they love, they'll come home happier, and eventually they'll be able to have more freedom to enjoy. The work is one thing, but the true, like you said, time is the true currency, and what you spend it on, the experiences and the relationships, are even more important. That's what makes life, I think. And back in boot camp, we talked a lot about struggles and the situation, with what your girlfriend at the time and wife now being pregnant, and the pain surrounding my situation with my son and my former relationship with his mother
yeah,
cheated on me, and just, love and not being able to be around family, and our family at the time was hard. And that was a perfect example of, the military purchasing our time and freedom,
yeah,
basically. And, it's held, that whole situation kind of held me underwater for a while. It was kind of a weed in the garden. But talking to each other, and having that positivity was a way to help transform this pain
yes,
into like a sort of progress. Obviously we progress from it, we get stronger. We always learn from our defeats, our hurts, and they can become hurdles that strengthen us, like Ben Carson says. And one of the things that I stress, now in my you know current life, is something about relationships. People talk about love, and people say, do you think there's a certain someone out there for you? I think that number one, you have to fall in love with yourself, and be confident in yourself, and become the man or woman who you're meant to be before you can ever really accept and embrace someone else, because everyone has been hurt, everyone's been through things, no one's perfect. And so there's you can be with 1,000 people 1,000 different times, and still not be the perfect, what's the word I'm looking for? The perfect person for someone out there. You have to just
yeah.
really love yourself and accept yourself, and then accept someone else. And I think it's just so important to have a hope for that. You know what I mean? Because you found it in your relationship, and I
Yeah.
think that people just need to keep their heads up and be confident that if they keep bettering themselves, their relationships are in turn going to be better, and they're going to start to attract better people.
The more you love yourself, people will love you because people will people love how you love yourself. I don't know if that's if I say it right,
Oh
but
yeah, you definitely did,
people
man.
love how you love yourself, and it attracts people. It's just an example. If you see somebody that's always happy, always smiling, that's not gonna make you mad. You're not gonna be mad at somebody's happiness unless you got some problems, but it's like smiling. It's like smiling is contagious. Somebody smile at you on the street, like somewhere, you gonna smile back, or you will think about smiling back, but you're not gonna be mad. Damn, why smiling?
Exactly.
So I think the more you take time to treat yourself and love yourself, and people will love you. People will love you. That's the positive energy. Somebody that's always sad, if you try to help somebody that's always in a like a bad position or sad, this only attracts negativity unless somebody come and trying to help, trying to bring light, trying to bring joy to that person.
Right.
But
No,
you
absolutely.
have to be willing to make yourself happy. Unfortunately, life is not always like that. There's always gonna be life situation and other situation that's gonna beat you down. But the goal is to attract positivity the most you can.
Absolutely. No, that's great. I met a guy, a business partner, a while back, and he told me something, obviously about manifestation and really believing in yourself and writing down your goals as if they're already happening. But he also told me that every day, you know, kind of like, for example, if you hate the rain and you say, oh man, it's raining outside, I can't do my picnic or whatever, my barbecue. He says you really change your mind. Even if you're upset about it, you start saying, wow, you find things about the rain that are great. Well, the rain, if you're working in farming, whatever, the rain can grow your crops. Sometimes you need the rain, or the rain sounds nice when I'm relaxing. You know, you find positive things to turn your mind into that positive mindset in general about anything. And it creates this strength to, you're mentally stronger when things are rainy. We'll use that as an example. And because life's not always about sunshine and butterflies, you know, sometimes obviously you're going to go through struggles, but it's just really your perspective that's going to get you through it.
Exactly. So to add on to that, it's like training your mind to ask the right questions. It's like they ask you to do something, or you want to do something, and you say, I cannot do it. I think we should change that question to, how can I do it? For example, start asking positive questions, or curiosity questions, and that will help you. That will help you learning new things, because whatever you think you cannot do, there's always gonna be a way to do it, or there's always gonna be a way to find help. If it's for positivity, if it's for success, you know, you may not be able to do it at the moment, but you can look for the information, or you can find help to make something happen. Anything is possible. Like, I take my life as an example. It's just sometimes I sit down and thinking about things that I've done that I probably wouldn't have predicted uh, 10 or 15 years ago, you know. But, you know, by God's grace, I make a lot of amazing things happen, you know.
You certainly have, man. And it's amazing to, you know, to see a brother succeed and accomplish the things he wants. You know, it's also goes along with the lines of, you know, when you cheer on the people that you care about in your life, it adds something to yourself. You know, it boosts you up. And it's the same contagiousness as smiling to someone, being positive. It really is powerful, man. And I love seeing that. You know, I told you a million times, but congratulations again on just, you know, living the life that you've always wanted, but working on it and making it happen. Because it doesn't just fall in your lap. That's the thing. Your
Yeah,
dreams don't come. You want a six pack, you can't go to the store and buy it. You got to actually, you know, put the work in, do the reps if you want to see the results. And the same is true with your dreams and your mental life. So, and obviously we talked about COVID-19 a little bit earlier and just kind of
yeah,
caused some ripples in, you know, your career. And obviously most people have
yeah.
struggled with it being cancellations and everything. And on top of that, there in the United States, you know, there's so much going on, you know, that breaks my heart watching the country divide racially and just further over such, to me, stupid issues as racism. Like nowadays, I think that's a very dumb issue to be struggling
Yeah,
with
it's
when
just,
it's just, you know, it's how, I don't really understand how someone can deny the kind of things that, like, for example, it amazes me how people don't embrace this that we have. You know, there's so much love out there, and we all are all one humankind. We're not apples to oranges. We're all the same. We're all one. We're all
we
people.
are one, bro.
Yeah, and you and I, for example, have a different pigmentation of our skin. We have a different accent. We come from a different part of the world. Yet,
Yeah,
I consider you a brother. I can embrace you and have you hold a place in my heart, my mind, and you know we can inspire each other, cheer each other on. You know, so what can you say to give our listeners kind of hope and understanding in this time to kind of come on to fully support the justice, equality on all fronts, but to kind of, like I said, I wish people could see like the way we see it. But what do you think we can share with our audience here that can help them just be that positive microphone and person to be a positive example? I know in California they're doing a good job with that as far as people from all over, people of all races kind of marching the streets together, which is, I think, extremely amazing that it's happening. But there's
yeah,
other places people may be listening in that it's not so much like that. There's more of a clash going on.
Well, it's a very broad and I would say sensitive topic. But this is what happened. People need to understand, especially the the racist ones. They need to understand we all have a right. We all have a right to accept um, somebody's choice, or to accept somebody's race, or to accept, because it's not like anybody choose. They didn't choose to be white. We didn't choose to be black. It's not, I don't have a problem being black, just like they don't have a problem being white. So we all created equal, like, and I would say God created all of us equal. So I would never try to look down on anybody just because they have a different race or a different background. But it's just for me, it really blows my mind seeing how other people still don't get it,
Right. I agree.
and people looked at me certain ways before, and even in the military, this is very sad to say. Even in the military, we have kids, we have young kids uh, that are racist, and people would think, oh, the military, and it's not something that I cannot really comprehend how somebody get that, like how you become racist. I know nobody was born racist. I know it's something that that was taught. Something they started teaching to those kids,
Right.
because I don't think anybody was born with it. It's just right now maybe their parents just start telling them about slavery and make them feel somehow that they bigger or better than certain people, when they're really not. Because for me, I only see there's really one race. There's really just the human race. But they don't see it like that. And that's why right now, we start fighting back, because the whole time we've been asking to be equal, to be treated equal, and they think that's too much to ask. Ask to be treated equal. That shouldn't be a lot to ask. We don't even ask for for revenge or payback for whatever they did to us 400, 500 years ago. We're not even talking about that. We just, at this point, we just want to move on and have a nice life and be treated equal. But whoever the authority, they think this is too much to ask. And and let's say the relation between me and you're like my brother, and I know you see me the same way. But we are only like a drop in the ocean, you know? Yes, we can start a different within our community, within the very few people that get to see us. We can set an example. But what about the rest of the world? The rest of the world still. Until now, we in 2020, there's places you go, like, people still talking crazy to you. My wife, she's a nurse. She got patient that she's taking care of them. Like, she's the one trying to give life to that person that's about to die. They still saying racist, like cussing her out, telling. telling her racist stuff.
That's horrible, man. I'm sorry she's dealing with that. And,
You know?
it goes back. I know you're probably familiar with the story. Real quick before I get to the next questions. In Egypt, in ancient Egypt, there was Joseph, and it was his own brothers. They betrayed him. They turned him over to the Egyptians, who at the time were kind of like enemies with the tribe. And basically, he went through all these struggles, and it came to a time when eventually he got to a point of power right underneath the Pharaoh that he could have reprimanded and used revenge to get back to his brothers. But instead, he kind of embraced them. And by doing that one act, just because he had a position there, he was able to change the dynamics between a lot more people. A lot more people changed because of this acceptance. And wow, like, you know what, there's more to this than the differences we have. There's a lot of things in common, and there's power in, obviously forgiving each other, but seeing past these very, very stupid personal problems that these people have that are racist. It's all personal. It goes, like you said, it goes back to the parents. So hopefully, this movement continues to gain momentum and something actually changes, because the last one we all thought, would have a lasting change, and clearly it did not. So hopefully this time it will stick. And people are always going to have issues, but we can make a difference, and I hope that it continues. And like you said, if we reach 10 people, one person, 100 people, 1,000 people, it's still, one drop in the ocean that's different. One drop in the ocean that's better from having had the influence and the perspective from people who see the red way, So that's great, man. And I hope the situation with your wife and her work certainly changes, because that's like an extreme example of this situation. It's horrible.
Yeah, so that doesn't really bother her, to be honest, because it's like some people this coming. He's just sad to see. It's not sad for my wife. He's just mostly sad for the person. I see you as if you racist, I see you as a really sad person. You're just very sad. You need prayers. Because can you imagine someone in a hospital bed, like near death, and still pushing racism, still, like, for real? Like, can you just at least say a prayer to save yourself or something? So it is not something that we can, I don't think it's gonna be fixed overnight, because it's been around for hundreds of years. And right now we have technology, we have cameras, we got them on camera, and they still not stopping. They still killing us, they still shooting. In the Navy, there's a chief. Somebody posted Black Lives Matter stuff. There's a chief, and he's a white man, and he made some racist comment on that Facebook post. He talk about, hey, how about you talk about black on black crime, blah 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 blah, and how you gonna get an argument something that you never a victim of, and you never you never part of it, and then if you never part of it, you never part of the problem, and you're not part of the solution. What are you?
Exactly. That's powerful, man. I think that's a choice people need to make. Be a part of the solution.
Exactly.
And that's it. Leave it at that. So, yeah, man. I mean, this is some rich questions we went through. Your answers, responses, and I just have 3 last questions to ask you that I ask everyone I interview, and kind of lighten the topic up from that sensitive topic I really wanted to hit. Just because at this time too, like I just feel like our relationship, and some of the others that are real out there, this is the time that they need to just obviously be normal, be themselves. Like, this is not acting, it's just literally just turning the magnifying glass on something that already was. And I think that's the powerful truth that needs to be shared to the world, that it's not all this negativity. There are still there's still sunshine going on in places.
Yeah, definitely.
So the first question I have, man, these last three is, if by some magic, some genie, whatever, told you that you could change one thing in the world, it could be absolutely anything at all, what would you change?
Um, I will put love in everybody's heart.
Hmm.
Just love. Just love. I will if I can change that, I will make everybody prioritize love.
Hmm.
Just love. That's all we need. Love, and everything will change with love. Just love.
That's powerful, man. I agree with that. I agree with that. It's like putting on sunglasses and the whole world changes. I think if that came true, it'd be the same kind of effect on people. They would obviously see each other and everything in the world through a different light, different shade. So the next question is along the lines with that, and I'm excited to hear your answer with that as well. If you knew that everyone in the whole world was listening right now, what is the one thing you would leave them with? What would you have them hear from you?
Um, help someone. Help someone every chance you get, because the success, the joy is really when you help someone. If you already reach a position, you help somebody, you make somebody better.
Hmm.
Help someone, because that person you help, you don't know how many more people he will help. So and at any level, don't think you're not on a level. Don't think you're too low or too high to help someone. You can always help somebody and make somebody better. Help someone.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's like the story in the Bible with the old woman, and all she had was one coin, and she offered the only coin that she had to help someone else. And I think that that's extremely powerful.
Yeah.
It's good. It's really something that I think the world needs to hear more of more often. And the last question I got is more focused on you.
Mm-hmm.
So, what's your daily routine look like for your, as far as maintaining that positivity, that positive spirit? And because I always can't stress enough how important consistency is for accomplishing any goal or reaching any
Yeah.
dreams. And obviously, you can be flexible with things and not be so focused on a routine like we talked about earlier that you forget to live. But to have some things that are nourishing for your soul, your body, etc., I think it is crucial to success. So, could you share with us some of the core things that you do, maybe in the morning or throughout the day?
Um, you know, it's a lot. It's not one thing. It's just healthy. Like, eat healthy, because the food that you eat, hate it or love it, the food that you eat gonna set your mood.
Hmm.
There's food that you're gonna be eating, and you're just gonna be, I don't know. For me, when I don't eat right, I don't feel good. So I'm not in the right.
Hmm.
So when I eat right, I eat the right food. I stay healthy, and it keeps I stay positive. I stay positive, and then love. I share a lot of love. I share love, and I get it back. Not necessarily from the same people that I show love to, at least from God, from the universe, from the energy that's around you. If you give love, you're gonna get love.
Absolutely.
You give love, you get love. Now, some people get hurt because they expecting love at the same spot where they give it, but it's not always like that, you know. So my daily, it's I don't have a formula I can put out there. It's just make yourself happy. It's not always easy, but just be thankful. And there's one thing I do. I'm thankful. I'm thankful for any little or anything. that God can give me, because there's hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people who want to be like you and you don't even know it.
Mm.
So when you think you're in a bad position, just think about other people who really struggling, try to get at least half of what you got, or at least a quarter of what you get. Either your blessings, either your position in life, either whatever it is. So my in my prayers, most of the time I pray, I barely ask God for something. I ask for wisdom, I ask for love, but like material wise, I don't really ask God, because God already gave me everything that I need to succeed.
Mm.
So the rest is on me. So it's just mostly I thank God every day. I thank God. I be grateful. That's the daily routine. Just I think if I can wrap it up, I would tell everybody, be more appreciative on a daily routine. I appreciate what you get. If there's nothing left to appreciate, just appreciate the air you breathe in. Because
Mm.
some people having a hard time breathing.
Wow, that's strong, man. That's real strong. That's kind of goes with something I've heard recently, and I've wrote it actually myself, and it's on your worst day, maybe someone's best. So it
Exactly.
really takes what you're saying to really reflect on what you're saying, and it can change not
Definitely.
only your own positivity, your own mindset, but the people around you. Like, I love how you said that there's people out there that you don't even know that maybe want to be you or have a life like you or I, and it's just you never know who. I shared this the other day. You never know who's watching. I was taking a picture. I was in Verona, and there's a little girl that was watching me. And I was just dancing, laughing, taking a picture, and then she was like kind of copying me, doing the same thing. And it just made me think, say if I was, walking the streets like there were some people, drinking and acting a fool, being all drunk. She could have saw
Yeah.
that. So it's really, you never know who's watching, and that's not saying I'm not condoning that, but you never know who's looking at you, who's going to be looking up at you. So you have to
Exactly.
act the right way and to give the right messages and the right vibes to really make a difference and to set a tone. Because you throw a rock, there's going to be ripples. If you live the right way, the same is true. Like, the world
Exactly.
is a body of water, and if you jump in, you're going to cause ripples. What kind of ripples are you going to cause? It's really what it comes down to. Yeah, man. I mean, that's very powerful, and you're the kind of man that I feel if you had one last breath left, that you would give it to someone else rather than breathe it on your own. So your selflessness, it kind of emanates from the conversation and just from your person. And yeah, man, I appreciate this entire conversation and you sharing your insights, your wisdom, and that love, man. And I got
It's
nothing
my
but love
pleasure,
for you
man.
too, brother.
A lot of love, bro. Same here, man. Hey,
Absolutely.
anyway. Hey, man, hopefully we get to do this talk in the near future again, on a different level. Probably I get to come visit and we do it live.
Get you come to Paris,
And but
man.
that's the plan, man. Let's wait till the world gets back to normal, and and Paris will be one of my first destination. And either me or you, we can catch a train and link up.
Let's do it, man. Absolutely. We're going to make it happen.
All right, bro.
All right, brother. You have a good rest of your day, man. Thank you again.
See that's a fire. Then I